Okay, yeah, Blood Mage is worse than Hero Power in turn 2 against Paladin. I'm saving up gold for next expansion. Not really saving for anything, just kind of being there. Okay, I'm actually not gonna... Wait. So let's think of a couple of cards, Muster and Juggler. So we definitely don't want to backstab this turn, but I'm thinking if we want to attack... Say it's mini-bot. I mean mini-bot and Juggler. Say it's mini-bot, I attack here, then I can backstab, attack. There's no point, huh? If it's mini-bot and I attack, then I backstab this for... Wait. Backstab. Okay, there is a point in attacking, actually.
I can't do that. Here we go.
I could just attack the Divine Shield with the weapon, then backstab the main bot aside the 2/2.
Put this apple on your head.
If it's this, then maybe wasted. It's not actually a big difference. It's like the same thing. I would still need to attack it this turn, so just pre-attacking. Oh, it's the perfect counterplay to my next turn. Looks like I'll be just prep sprint, actually. This is too weak against True Silver. Not really getting much done other than cycling for a coin with nothing else to coin for. This is actually a really good matchup for me. He's playing mid-range Paladin, not Secret Paladin, so there's no Mysterious Challenger power specs to worry about. Most of his power specs are like Quartermaster style, and he's more reactive, giving me more time. It's hard for him to Quartermaster until turn 8, and then I have Flurry anyways. There's no way he's getting early Quartermaster with Double Fan in my hand. Where he has to leave up the Muster, then Quartermaster. Interesting play. Okay, I guess that's why he attacked. I was like, that's really iffy to attack there. I'm actually going to think about which 5-drop to drop before Prep Fan. It's definitely going to be Prep Fan. Actually, yeah, wait. Why don't I just Prep Fan first? I want to put a strongest minion, but there's actually some breakpoints where it helps a lot to have the spell power. Say he plays Belcher, I could eviscerate it for 5. I'm a little bit worried as second True Silver champion. This way if he does, I break this up, like he basically can't True Silver anymore. I was thinking of Lothab to trade into his Belcher, but I'd rather save Lothab for a turn where I'm more ahead on board and then lock out the spells.
Thank you.
Here we go.
This does give him another True Silver target, but it's fine. He'll attack this and then the slime. We're actually getting to the point where we feel really good about Lothabbing. Lothabbing pushing like 8 damage. He has a Paladin though, there's like Keeper of Old Man and Alder Peacekeeper. I might expect Alder coming out this turn anyways. Next turn we can Drake Fan. We can actually pre-develop a Drake and double Drake Fan. We can actually, oh my god, we can actually get Drake and Blood Mage down and then Drake Fan for 4 next turn. That's crazy. Not really scared of Quartermaster. I would say we don't really need to attack the Recruit, although it does help. Actually, I know what to do. It's not a disaster if he has Consecrate, just because I have too many, these two are not weak enough to Consecrate. And I didn't want him to be able to kill my slime. If I didn't trade, he could trade the Shredder and then the 2 little guys for the slime. It's breakpoint, so I decided to give up the 3 damage.
None may steal us.
Well, we have a huge Flurry for 4. That should work. I mean a Fan, not a Flurry. We have Flurry too now, but gonna Fan this turn. I actually made a big misplay here. I didn't need all the spell power. Actually, I should have Lotheb this turn, because that was a turn where I could have easily locked out the game with Lotheb. And I had some extra 1/1s. So I could have just traded 1/1 for the Keeper of Old Man, even after fanning for 3.
This guy's toast.
He'll never be able to play Tyrion in this game. Because there's never going to be a turn where he can Tyrion and doesn't die to sap.
I've got the beast in my stomach. Follow the rules. Reporting for duty.
Oh, that's not good enough. Right now, my Van Cleef's only a 4/4.
Well met. Brotherhood shall Hey, lights out.
I'm gonna save this charge so I can Blade Flurry. I decided to kill it just because of Quartermaster, I guess. Still helps a little bit. Gonna leave this guy up. Not a big deal. I have Sap in this combo next turn.
Reporting for duty.
Pay attention, class. I am ready to learn.
It's kind of weird, huh? How do I want to do this? I guess I'm gonna waste this 3 damage to take some extra. It's fine, because then I can guarantee the boom bottom face probably makes it up.
I am ready to learn.
Lights out.
Instead of trading Boombot for Divine Shield first. It's actually really close to lethal. I mean, it might have been lethal as well. It's just kind of dependent on how the Boombot goes.
Reporting for duty.
Well played.
Instruction begin. I am ready to learn.
All of you.
Chronic88, thanks for resubbing. Welcome back to the StrifeCro. Thanks for the resub.
Valera versus Jaina.
You asked for it. Watch your back.
Single target removal early is the most important thing against Mage, followed by minions.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Here we go.
I can't afford to eviscerate that. I need to save eviscerate for Flamewaker.
Pain, speak to me.
We need to stop the pace of this game. We're playing from behind against Freeze Mage as is. We can't really give him that many cards though, like can't really Fan Knives here. Might just have to sap this. The problem with sap is one of my good cards against Doomsayer.
Here we go.
It will really feel awkward to play Lotheb as like the first minion against Freeze Mage, but it might have to be done. That's fine, I guess. Definitely not going to kill that with nothing on the board. I'm thinking about playing a Fan just to cycle the Fan, but we're losing the hero power here. I guess this hero's not that important hero power. Even though we have the same amount of cards, like we're trying to cut down on our cards a little bit for sprint, but thing is, it's still different because it's another card instead of a Fan. Like Fan never cycle, like you can never get rid of a Fan. It's just going to be there annoying in your hand the whole time. I'm not going to be able to play this as a control game against Freeze Mage. This is not really a great Lotheb, but it's going to have to be done. I might not even be able to prep sprint next turn because too many cards, maybe unless I use backstab as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we prep sprint, Wait, we have what, 9 cards? Prep Sprint will go down to 7 plus 4. Yeah, it's way too many. I actually couldn't have done it even with the backstab. This is a matchup where I want to attack with daggers ASAP, but it doesn't seem like I should attack with daggers here still. Daggers mostly just face damage as you develop a board. I don't really have much of a board anyways. And I have like these preps, so I might need to use oils. Gonna see if we can mill him. Looks like it's not happening though.
I'll show them all.
Sap this will be up 8, 9. Still can't. Off by 1. Gonna need to dump our hand here somehow. Prep sprint, backstab, prep sprint, coin. The weird thing here is Tomb Pillager. If he kills Tomb Pillager on mill 1, I'm not sure what the odds of him actually doing that are, but let's just go ahead and play SI.
This guy's toast.
We do have another sprint, right? Our goal here is not to overcommit to Flame Strike too much. We can't exactly play slow. So the most important thing to do is start equipping Deadly Poison this turn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 9, 8. So prep sprint, this will cost, how much is that? 4, we have 3 mana. SI, his face, prep sprint. I feel like we're still gonna mill a card. 5, 6. Yeah, we're definitely gonna mill a card like that. Oh well, I guess it's okay.
This guy's toast.
Actually, let's just start eviscerating him in the face.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Here we go.
I feel okay here dropping me into Flame Strike. These two would just be a little bit too weak, so I want to have round 3, 2 is around there.
So many options.
So if we prep sprint, we need to do 7 to kill it. Both of our eviscerates are gone. Backstab 5. There's also maybe some Tinker Oil Flurry move. As is, we need to kill him immediately next turn. This will give him too many fireballs. I feel like Dr. Boom, Sap. I hope he doesn't have another freeze. This is our only way to win. I'll lose to Frosto here for sure. Blizzard, it depends if you can do anything else with the Blizzard that same turn. Probably lose to Blizzard too, though. Yeah, can't beat this.
Here we go.
I'm just not able to win the race against Ice Blocks at this point, regardless of what he has in his hand. Like, even almost the worst hand possible, he just starts nuking me with his 2 fireballs, and then he's like 2 off or 4 off from lethal. And I just can't get through the Ice Block fast enough, so...
Well played.
Thank you. Valera versus Garrosh.
Victory or death!
Watch your back.
This is turn 4. I do feel it's definitely worth it to keep prep sprint against Warrior. A lot of your damage is going to come from the mid game in this matchup, since early game Rogue doesn't, like, mostly plays reactive anyways. But also Warrior is just good at killing Rogue minions early. Okay, so this is a matchup where I'm probably gonna just swing here. There is an option of just fanning though next turn to cycle.
Here we go.
I'm not gonna do that. I have to waste some damage there. Plus, after a sprint, I feel like my hand will be decent enough, even without cycling the fan. You can still try to get some value from fan.
Here we go.
I have no follow-up with this SI, and just opens them up to early weapon removal. Whereas late game, if I drop 2-3 drops on turn 6, it's a lot better. You can only remove one at a time.
Let the pain speak to me.
That might be worth considering. Some really good. The card that I was hoping to get top deck again is Prep, the second Prep. That was so good. This gives me a lot of options. I could even Violet Teacher Prep Oil and kill this. That's pretty tempting now, especially the fact that I didn't swing.
Pay attention, class.
Here we go.
The most important thing in this matchup is to break up the breakpoints, like the advantageous breakpoints for a warrior. So stuff like this, because ultimately if you just like try to dump everything into their weapons, you usually just end up not having enough steam and they quickly kill everything. So a lot of it is like saving 2-3 drops for turn 6 and things like that. I feel like this is too easy for him to clear anyways if I double SI and I waste two combos. So this is where I guess I'm taking the easy to remove line, but not so wasteful. I mean, this game will go a long time. I don't want to burn double SI on his face. Even one I would remove. I would only be getting one. Another thing is like he could just burn Ged my last guy anyways, things like that.
Here we go.
I definitely want to try to save the weapon for Blade Flurry. My moves would be too awkward going to this turn without swinging there. I still have 2 more deadly poisons. That's one of the best sap targets in the deck.
I have no time.
Still not super weak to Brawl. This turn might be our push here. Lotheb turn 9, can't brawl till 10 mana with Lotheb, so it's perfect turn to Lotheb here. You have just about enough, especially with this guy, maybe just sitting here one more turn. how much damage do we have? 8 from hand. Let's say hero power, blood flurry. Wait, it's 4, 5, 6, 6. I think I have 8 damage from hand. Okay, it's not gonna be good for me. So we need 10 to win here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5, 8 hero power. Ugh, we're like 1 off with the backstab to activate. 9, 14.
Too soon.
Ha, this guy's toast. Ha, this guy's toast.
We can't really just go all in and get him to 1. It's a warrior. There's cards like Alexstrasza, shield, tank ups, and things like that. And if I just give him to 1 and don't have anything on board, then there's almost no way for me to kill him next turn. Might actually have wanted the agent to survive because of execute, although I mean he has Sludge Belcher, so he just drops Sludge Belcher into this. Doesn't have the mana to execute after Belcher.
I must choose.
I don't have that many more threats. Maybe 4 or 5 more minions left in me. I feel like this is gonna be it for me. This is my all-in. I know he has a Belcher as well. I have to at least peel the armor for Shield Slam. Might even have to just go for it to get this one out. Let's say if I give him a 3 Belchers and then armors up to 7, I'll have 5. Top deck a sap would be a win.
Too soon. Here we go.
I can do 6 damage here through a Belcher if I get sap. I'm just counting for small outs here now. I get sap, he has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can even do one more with Blade Flurry.
I can take the hit.
Armor made to fit.
I don't really know if Blade Flurry will even give me more damage because of the Armor Smith. Not that I can really even use 2 Blade Flurries, but if it just gives him more armor, it's still not really worth it. It does 2, and then I can maybe 3. I can actually kill the Armor Smith, but that will trade the 1/1 as well. Let's see. Next turn he's gonna trade here. Trade.
I shall do
Here
this.
we go.
Actually, I can't win. I can't win anymore. His 8 this turn. He can armor up to 12. After a couple trades, 14. That's too far.
I give up.
It looks closer than it is with some top decks with Sprint, but it's actually not that close just because of all the implied armor this turn from Armor Smith and Hero Power.
Valera versus Garrosh.
Victory or death!
Watch your back.
Armor made to fit.
Here we go.
I'm gonna set for Deadly Poison next turn. Remake a Dagger Deadly Poison. It's good against Acolyte as well as Armor Smith as a 1/3 here.
Here we go.
see when we can hit our curve. Still don't have another minion after Drake. It's probably good enough though to coin out Drake. Cycles 3 cards before our next turn.
Pay attention, class.
It's kind of the same thing. He does take more damage though by hitting it once and then blade throwing it and then death spiting it down the whirlwind. I also get to save the coin, so that's worth it by itself.
Thank you.
This is because I have 2 preps right now, and I don't really need anything right now. I don't really even need the coin, but it's just I'd rather save Azure Drake for spell power. Either way, and I have Dr. Boom next turn.
That belongs in a museum.
Seems like a good turn for Boom. Not expecting any more weapon destruction, so might be able to do some greedy Tinker Oil plays this game from here on, but that'll be far in the future. What's the biggest move we can do next turn? Let's see, Hero Power Prep Oil is only 3 mana, so we can actually play Drake and do everything, because we have 8 mana next turn. Drake, coin, yeah, that's possible. Looks like no execute. Unless he's no mana for execute. Okay, so let's see. Let's try to make a prep, like a oil, sap, and minion move. Is that possible? So Hero Power. This is 3 mana. Hero Power and oil plus sap is 5. It's possible, but it's only if we use both preps. Do I even want to use my coin for that? Oh, let's not use my coin.
Thank you.
I don't expect the Spellcher to come down again this turn. There's not really... there is some point attacking, but I don't think it's that good. Especially with another Deadly Poison in my hand and Harrison gone.
What now? I can wait no longer. I must choose.
Use 7 more damage. Wait, this is 5, 9. Let's see what happens here. Oh, dead.
Here we go.